digital caricature, and we'll explain why you might be waiting for Duke Nukem forever. Plus, the infamous Norton $500 PC. Live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco, it's the
I'm Patrick Norton.
I'm Leo Laporte. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the show.
This is the show
that comes into your living room.
We got bad news, though.
What?
The office supplies.
We used up the budget.
Till August.
Did you see the memo?
No more pencils.
What did you order?
I don't know.
Did you order? Come on,
73 personalized calendars, Laporte. What are you giving these out as party favors?
Our office supplies budget through August?
Paperless office. Figment of the imagination.
This is the show that, yeah, that's right. That'll be the day that, the minute they have a paperless bathroom, then we'll have a paperless office. This is the show where we show you 5 days a week, every hour of...
I'm not doing that product test.
The paperless bathroom?
Exactly.
I think they did it on Tech Live already.
Good.
It's a Japanese toilet.
Braver than I am.
Woo! Anyway,
technology, show,
this is us.
Screensavers.
We have so much in store for you tonight. I just can't wait for this show. Patrick and I are going to get digital caricatures of us.
Digital caricatures?
Yes.
Yes.
And
you're going to meet the winners of Tech TV's Digital Digs Dash.
Oh, really?
They each won a $25,000 shopping spree at Circus City.
And you went along for the
6
ride.
a.m. Me and Kevin Rose was up early.
Did they push you in the carts? As you're going and you go, take that,
We were napping in corners until
It was very early in the morning.
Yeah.
So much to fit in. We only have an hour. Let's get right to the news. Sarah Lane.
Okie doke, story number one. The DVD Copy Control Association has dropped charges against a California man who posted the DECSS code to decrypt DVDs. The DVD CCA, that's the association, says they're following an evolving legal strategy.
An evolving legal strategy, so we're not going to sue now.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there are hundreds of, there were hundreds of pending suits about DCSS websites that posted this code that John Johansson, the guy who wrote it, is got off the hook in Norway.
I have this mental image of, it's out there, the code's gone, it's everywhere, it's easy to find, so we're going to sue all these people that maybe have no money, or we can't even find out who's running the websites.
Yeah. Well, that legal strategy has evolved. They dropped the lawsuits, which I think is actually a major victory. Another major, maybe a major victory, Macrovision, which does audio CD copy protection. Sarah has the story.
Yes. Meanwhile, Macrovision is relaxing its audio CD protection, make it more like iTunes. Record companies will be able to set usage rules for each disc, allowing ripping, copying, burning, or none of those things.
It's interesting because Macrovision is basically saying, well, we don't have to be so tight about this. We're going to have options to the recording industry. Individual licensees will have the option.
Like they're going to say all of a sudden, oh, do anything you want.
Maybe they will. It's better than having 42,000 returns because nobody can play the new insert album.
You know how they do it? I didn't find this, but they have a separate session on the DVD, or CD, I should say, with Windows Media Player files.
Funny.
And that's where they can control it because that has DRM built in it. So it will keep you from burning the CDDA audio file. And if you put it in a PC, it doesn't even show you that.
Remember something? We've run into cases where the separate, the hidden session of the disk was actually we hold the shift key or use an NEC in one case, CDR, W drive. It's
copy protection is
none of them technically. If you copy protect it, it's not an audio CD. It's not a Redbook audio.
There you go, and that's the key. Story number three.
Story number three, legal loophole news. A U.S. district judge in Los Angeles has ruled that Sharman Networks, they're the makers of Kazaa, can sue the record and movie companies. Why? Because Sharman alleges that the industry's effort to catch people sharing files illegally. When they were doing that, the labels and studios used unauthorized and unlicensed versions of Kazaa to monitor network users. We showed you a few of them on this very show. So I think Sharman might have figured out a way to
Now, the only thing that's happened here is the judge has said it's okay for you to sue. It doesn't. He hasn't ruled on the merits of the case.
The judge just says, you want to keep me in session for the rest of my life?
Okay.
Sue away. It's America. Buy a lawyer.
I do think it's kind of a funny strategy, though. So they're going to sue them, saying, well, yeah, you try to get our users, but in order to do that, you had to use our software, which is an unlicensed use. So we're going to sue you. fighting fire with fire.
I
Love
love
it.
lawyers.
Thank you, Sarah Lane.
You're welcome.
What is that, a tire? Oh, it's a dartboard. I get
Oh.
it. It's a dartboard.
Yeah.
I get
Get
it.
them.
I
Get
thought
the
it was- I thought-
RIAA.
I thought
Bullseye.
I thought RIAA was making tires now.
Who's doing these visuals?
Who does Kimberly, do
I
you
think
do
it's the
those?
new guy.
Scott?
New guy does it? Oh, new guy does it.
There's a new guy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And
That would
Radical
explain a
Tim.
lot.
Nick joins us on the phone from
Prairie du Sac.
Wisconsin.
Is that how you say it?
Yes, it is.
What does
Wow.
Prairie du Sac mean?
I don't know. It's a French name. It's both
it's
the Sauk
Prairie du
Indians
Sac.
and the prairie that is near here, the Sauk Prairie.
I'll tell you what it means. The French trappers got here and they said, this prairie sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
And said, this because it's a Prairie du Sac.
Now that we've
Yeah.
insulted our generous viewers' hometown, how might we help you?
All right. I just made the wonderful decision to buy myself a 12-inch PowerBook with a Super Drive.
Woohoo! First Mac?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm a Mac lover.
It's
but I
very.
haven't-
So it's not your first Mac.
No,
Okay.
my first computer was a Mac Classic 2
Wow.
and a Color
Nice.
Classic. But
Well, you know-
I've been using PC since my Color Classic, so.
Well, that's very
Went back-
apropos because you know what tomorrow is.
The 20th anniversary of the Macintosh.
20th anniversary is the day they released.
20th anniversary for me pressing my nose against the
Yeah.
glass window and going, that's so cool.
That first Mac, 128K
A whopping.
of memory.
Which was huge.
A black and white screen that was about 9 inches big, and one floppy that
You
held
stay here.
400K,
I'll be right back.
and yet
Yeah.
$2,500. Where's he going? So I mean, but I remember doing the same thing. I went to Macy's with my Macy's card and bought it. Anyway, Nick, so you have a Mac, new Mac on the way. This one, right? The 12-inch.
Yes,
Yep.
I've got it. And
Oh,
what
there
I've
it
got
is.
now is with the Super Drive, I want to be able, oh, there we go.
Ooh.
This is the later, bigger screen.
This is a case mod
No, this
that
is
we
Steve
did in.
Porter's doorstop.
Oh, okay. I think this was Yoshi's first case mod. Anyway.
Ain't my old Color Classic. Blue.
Yeah, look at that. So,
All right, and what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to make legal backups of all of my DVDs because
Yes.
I like to carry them with my laptop.
right.
And I'm looking for something like DVDX copy that's going to work on the Mac, preferably
Ooh.
something free.
Couple of things about that. First of all, I talked to Roger Moore of the DVDX Copy Company, 321 Studios, at CES, and they have announced Mac versions of all their software.
Okay.
So there will be a DVDX copy for Mac, but it won't be free. It's a great program. I'll tell you what I use. I use a great program. I'm looking right now. There's a couple of different programs that I use. One's called 42, but the one that I prefer to use is called DVD Backup. And the way it works is kind of cool. You first put in the DVD and you let it play using the Mac DVD player.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then is the Mac DVD player receives the encryption key from the DVD and decrypts it. It has to, or it couldn't play the DVD, right? However, apparently it caches that key. So you can then close the DVD player and open DVD Backup, and the DVD is unencrypted.
I don't know, but I think I hear Kevin in the background going, yo, 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 that's my area.
Yeah, I love it. So this program, DVD Backup, and I don't have a URL for it, but I think if you do a search on Version Tracker, you'll find it. Now what you do is you run this, and it will copy the entire DVD over. It takes off the encryption. It'll take off the CSS or the Macrovision. It'll even take off the region encoding and put all of the files, the info files, the VOB files, all of the files onto a folder, which you can then burn onto a DVD or, and this is what I do, leave it on the hard drive and play it back with DVD player as if it were a DVD.
Wow.
So this is a really nice free program. It's called DVD Backup, Nick.
All right, excellent.
And I found it to be very reliable and to work with all my DVDs. The only thing you have to do is you have to launch the DVD. I don't know if you can see that very well. There we go. Launch the DVD, the Apple DVD player first to get that key in there so you can rip it. Works great.
Yeah.
It takes a little time
They all
on
take
this
a
one.
little time.
Yeah, because it has to copy it and so forth. There's big files. Hope that helps, Nick. Coming up a little later, meet the winners of the Tech TV Digital Digs Dash. That's going to be fun. You met him. You can watch Pat running around with him.
And Kevin.
Yeah, and Pat and I get our caricatures made digitally. It's amazing. Doesn't that look just like Pat?
Doesn't it look just like Leo?
Nothing like me. When the screensavers continue. Stay right here.
The greatest games in the world are the ones where you are the champion.
I don't know what happened there. Drop Robinson throws it down with authority. Davis sets the solid pick. Williams nails it.
Madden, NHL 2004, Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
And the world's greatest games are all on X-Play.
We're going to tell you which one is worth your money and which one you should skip at all costs.
Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb. X-Play, weeknights 11:10 Central, only on Tech TV.
I know you've seen those guys at the boardwalk, in the mall, at the amusement park, drawing funny, exaggerated pictures of people. Those are caricature artists. In fact, that's how our next guest makes his living. He draws caricatures on paper at an amusement park down south, but he also does it on computer, digitally. He's, in fact, president of the National Caricature Network. Dion Socha, great to have you.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Very nice to meet you. This is an interesting art. We've all seen people do caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start as a caricaturist? Did you start as a portraitist? How did you get involved?
Well, I started drawing portraits as a child, but that quickly lost fascination for me. I wanted to tear people up a little bit more and have some more fun with their face.
So to be a caricaturist, you have to have a little needle, a little edge.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
I want to give it to you. And so how do you do it? Do you, I mean, what's the process?
Well, the process for me is really getting that first impression, looking at somebody and really looking at them quick, looking away and thinking, okay, what was it I saw? What
do
was
I
the impression?
remember?
Exactly. Exactly right.
So you're not looking, does he have a big nose, does he have big ears? You're trying to get the general gist.
Exactly. The first thing I try to do is just get a general impression and work from that.
And actually, now the ones we're going to show, are these paper or digital?
Everything that you're going to see now is digital work.
So you did, this is one of Johnny Cash. Do you, obviously Johnny's no longer with us. Did you do this from life or from a picture?
This was done from a photo.
A photo. Mm-hmm. That's great. I love it. And in black, too, which is appropriate,
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Kid Rock. Now, Kid, the clothes make the man.
Oh, of course.
So,
of course.
You know, I mean, there you go. That's the Kid.
This one is almost entirely about the costume.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eminem there. Mm-hmm. Get it. Eminem. Get it. Eminem.
Sure.
That's
Too
the real
easy, but I had
Shady.
to go for it.
Real Slim Shady. All right, so that's cool. So we're going to now do a caricature of me and Patrick.
Absolutely.
And now, you use what program?
This is Corel's Painter 8.
Painter, huh?
Painter 8.
Not Photoshop?
No, absolutely different. Well, Photoshop is really good at manipulating images. Painter is really good at mimicking natural media. Paintbrushes, chalk, charcoal, pastels, watercolors. You name it, you can do it very realistically with this program.
So you're looking for something that will kind of duplicate what you do in real life?
Absolutely.
All right. You use a tablet?
I do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Was it hard for you to make the move to digital?
It took me about a year before I was really comfortable with it.
What was the hardest part?
Learning to draw over here and look at the screen in a different position.
See, that's what I always thought would be difficult.
It is.
Because you're used to having your hand be where the pen is drawing.
It is, yeah. It's difficult. A lot of people take a while to get used to it. Some people jump to it immediately.
All right, so here we have Painter, wonderful program. Corel does it now in a great program. Show us the palette of tools.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
really kind of amazing. You can do anything.
Well, you've got a bunch of different stuff. You've got several different variations of paint brushes that you can use. Airbrushes, oil paints, pens.
You even got a palette, a spatula there. I mean, just
all kinds of stuff. Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. All right, so what do you like to work with?
Well, I started off doing a sketch with a number 2 pencil.
Similar to what you would do in real life?
Absolutely. Okay. It's the way I have it set up. I have it designed so it's just like an HB pencil.
Okay. Eberhard Faber, is that your preferred?
Actually, I use the real cheap 50-cent one from the store.
Okay.
But I basically start with doing a sketch, and of course.
So this is, we're not going to go through it, obviously. How long does it take you to do this?
That sketch, when I build up to that level, it takes me about an hour or two.
So we don't have time to do that.
Exactly.
But doesn't that look like you could smudge that with your finger? I mean, it really does look like a pencil.
And the line drawing that you're seeing here really is just kind of a blueprint for me to work over top of.
Now, I just have to ask you, how come Patrick looks so much like Patrick? But I just really, that's not me at all.
You know, I never hear that from any of my customers. Never.
What was it? So do you squint? Now, you did this, by the way, from photos, not from our real life.
Very, very small photos, I'd like to add.
Well, I think you did a good job. Do you squint? Do you?
I do, absolutely. When I squint, what I do is squint your eyes and you look at something and all the detail goes away and all that you're left with is the most important things.
No kidding.
What's the most contrast?
So when you squinted, you said, boy, that Leo is sure a handsome fella.
Well, that was my initial thought,
yeah,
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And then you put your thumb right in the middle of my face. All right. So we have the basic black and white sketch.
Okay.
Now, how do we go from there?
Now, basically, I've taken the sketch and I've elevated up a layer. So it's set on a transparent layer. What I'm going to do from there is I'm going to create a background from the effects, surface control, and apply lighting. And what this does is it gives me the ability to automatically create a light source the canvas for me to work with.
Okay.
Now, I've already done that, so you can see, again, that's showing through the background.
Now, so you start by darkening it down?
Absolutely. I like to work from very dark to very light.
Now, that's not how you work on paper, though.
Just the opposite, yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why.
Bit of a learning curve for me, but
yeah,
that's the way I prefer
But
to
this
work.
happened organically. You just kind of tried it, and it seemed to make sense for you.
It's the way it works best for me.
Okay. So you're gonna in effect lighten this up.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Doing a little more detail to the background. This I'm going to go ahead and create the darkest aspects of the flesh tone.
This isn't. You're going to build on top of this, though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is basically my shadow, and as you can see, I'm not being very careful at all.
Yeah.
With the edges. As that's on a separate layer, I can easily go back and erase anything that overlaps the edges.
So here you're working pretty quickly, then.
Very
just kind of
quickly, and
filling
just
in
scrubbing
color.
it in very quick.
All right.
I'm going to start adding some flesh tones on top of that.
Now, how did you? Now, that's always been of interest to me. Flesh is so difficult. You didn't just put orange on top of the red.
No, well, with Painter, it's not too difficult. I find an image somewhere between the red and the yellow color, and
how do you do the highlights? You are you using still what kind of brush?
Well, right now I'm using a modified colored pencil.
Okay.
And
you did your own modifications too.
Absolutely. I rendered a little, changed a little bit. Now, as you can see, I can start brushing in the color, letting it up.
Lightening up his forehead.
And again, I'm still being really loose at this point. All I'm thinking about is where I want the brightest brights.
You'll clean that up down the road.
Oh, very much so. Very much
What's
so.
next?
Well, I'm going to start adding a little more detail into it. This I've gotten a little further. I've put a little color into the shirts. I've added a little more detail into the hair. I like to work from the really general into the very specific, so that I'm not doing anything detail-oriented until I get right down to the very end.
Let's see the final
Well, this is the final.
Can you zoom in on this?
And this, I tend to work really large, about 12 by 16 by about 300 DPI.
A lot of detail.
Gotcha. And these are...
that is beautiful.
This, as you can see, is about full resolution. You can start to see some of the...
How long did that take you to do from beginning to end?
It takes me about 30 hours to do something like this.
So you work almost a week on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Well, I'm honored.
I did bring a little gift for you.
Oh, that's great.
Patrick.
Patrick, look. We can put this on our ego wall. Look at that. I love that.
Should help knock it down a few notches.
I want you to sign this, Dion, though.
Oh, they are actually signed and numbered on the back.
Oh, wow. That's great. Isn't that neat? Looks just like him, doesn't it? Look at that. Very nice. So this you would recommend for somebody who wants to get into this business? You think it'd be good to start digitally?
Oh, absolutely. With digital, you can always edit things. You can always change things. You can never go too far that you can't back up a little bit.
I'm amazed. I mean, this looks so much like a real painting. And when you print it out, I mean, you couldn't tell it wasn't a real painting. And yet, all done with a painter from Corel. If you want more information on Dion's work, you can always go to his website. In fact, you can order a caricature for yourself, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be a great gift. DionSocia.homestead.com. There's the website. And I think we're going to keep you around for a little bit because I know Sarah and a few of the other people want to have their own characters, their own Dion Socia caricature. Thank you so much for joining us, Dion. That's really great. If you want to know more, including tips. We're the dips. These are the tips on getting started as a digital caricature artist, as well as links to a bunch of Dion's other work. Check out the screensavers.com. I'm so honored. Thank you, Dion. We really appreciate it. Still to come, see which products were awarded this year's Vaporware of the Year Awards by Wired Magazine. And coming up next, find out who won Tech TV's Digital Digs Dash. Some lucky people when the Screensavers continues. Stay right here. That's him! That's Prager!
It is.
It's a good job.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. Last week, Kevin and I awarded 2 grand prize winners, each a $25,000 shopping spree, Circuit City. They were excited.
That's so exciting. The name of the game was Tech TV's Digital Digs Dash.
We got a little preview.
Let's take a look.
Back in December, we debuted Tech TV's Digital Digs Dash Sweepstakes.
That's where we flew 2 people out to San Francisco and gave them each a $25,000 shopping spree at Circuit City.
Ready to spend some cash? Let's meet the first one, Peyton, Buffalo, West Virginia.
Yes, I'm here with Noreen. Noreen, welcome. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
What was the secret to winning the Digital Digs Dash Sweepstakes?
I guess just watching the show all the time.
Listen to the man. Listen. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I cannot believe this. It's just amazing.
We're gonna get some cool stuff today.
Oh yeah.
So what are you gonna, there's like plasmas here, there's games, there's toys, there's more speakers and you can throw a stick out. What do you want to come out of this?
Big screen TV, home theater system, surround sound, computer, couple of laptops, nice digital camera.
Who submitted the forms? How did you win?
Well, it was an online. It went on every night and answered the questions.
$25,000 Circuit City shopping spree from Tech TV. Get ready, here's the clue.
Hi, I'm Leo Laporte. These ZipLink retractable cables are a great stocking stuffer, and they come in all flavors. You can buy them at ziplink.com.
That's the clue. Now log on to techtv.com/digitaldigsdash and take the quiz.
You and I are going to run around and have
all right,
fun,
sure.
This is going to be good.
Be sure to check in a little bit later, and we're going to have all the stuff that we pick out. We're going to run around the store and grab as much stuff as we can. Yeah. $25,000.
Folks, we want to know what you would do on your own $25,000 spending spree here at Circuit City. Log on to thescreensavers.com because we want to hear all the details.
Wow, I want to do that. What fun.
Yeah, well, it was amazing. You laugh, right? It's hard work
Did
to
they get
spend $25,000.
a giant shopping cart, or how did you do it?
We actually had multiple, they have the shopping, they don't have carts there, they have shopping baskets. So basically, we had one of the Circuit City people was tagging along. We had a big item, they'd write down the number so they could run back to the...
Oh, okay.
And then we had shopping baskets full of all
And were they adding it up as they went?
Adding them up as they went.
So did you have to hit it exactly?
I got a thought for you. If you wait until Monday, come back Monday, kids, you're going to find out everything that Peyton from Buffalo West Virginia won.
Noreen from Owings Mills, Maryland.
Yeah.
And they were very nice. We met them
Good
in the
people.
studio. I think that's so
And you
exciting.
laugh. 25 grand is a lot of money to spend.
Well, it depends what you start. I mean, if you buy 5 of these, that's it. You're done.
No, actually, if you buy 5, if you bought 5 of them.
Yeah.
No, 4 times 5, 20, because the biggest screen they had in there was like $4 grand. So you'd have to buy like 4 times 7, it adds. It's a 6.5, give or take. Anyway, we want to know what you would do with a $25,000
I know what
shopping
I'd do.
spree. Circuit City, log on to thescreensavers.com and let us know where you'd spend the cash.
I'd buy my friend Patrick Porsche. Now here's Sarah with a tip for you.
They're doing my caricature. I'm scared.
Oh, I can't wait to
I don't know what it's going to look like. Okay, this is a great tip. Now, some people listen to Snoop Dogg, like Kevin and Dan and Yoshi. Some people listen to Yanni, like Leo and Patrick. But what I want to get my super groove on, I listen to Tetris, of course. Now, for a comprehensive, downloadable archive of video game music ranging from the Atari to the PS2, go to vgmusic.com. Download the Final Fantasy theme, Mario's theme, even Zelda, whatever puts you in the mood. God, I love this song. Now, don't go anywhere. Patrick's created the Norton 500. It's a gaming PC for under $500. See what the specs are just a little bit later. But after the break, where are those highly anticipated products of 2003 that seem to have disappeared into the ether? Stick around, because the Wired News Vaporware Awards are next.
When the military's called into action, the fighter jets roar, the tanks roll in, and the soldiers march on. And Tech TV's suited up for the battle with a brand new season of Future Fighting Machines. Don't miss Future Fighting Machines. Tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on Tech TV.
Hey, that looks just like her. Wait till she sees it. Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte. Coming up in this half hour, build a gaming PC for under $500. Can you do it? Patrick can do anything. It's the Norton 500. We'll show you. And we've got another phone call coming up from another fascinating viewer. But first, if you've ever wondered, where the heck is Half-Life 2? You're going to want to stay tuned. Each year, Wired News and its readers compile their top 10 list of vaporware products. Those are much hyped software that or hardware now that just never came out, mysteriously vanished, or is long overdue. Wired News reporter Leander Caney, I'm sorry, joins us as we take a trip through products lost for 2003. Welcome, Leander. It's great to have you.
Great, thank you.
How many years has Wired News been doing this?
It's 7 years now.
Really?
7 years, yeah.
Are there products that 7 years ago were vaporware that never came out at all? Are still vaporware?
Well, nearly.
Really?
Lifetime Achievement winner this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly brings it. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back through the archives, but I'm sure there are, yeah.
There's plenty of them, I think.
There's got to be, yeah. I mean, there's as much vaporware, I think, as real software.
Vaporware is what?
It's stuff that was promised, that was hyped, that never showed.
Was it like up in a puff of smoke?
Yeah, it got flushed or something.
So the Lifetime Achievement Award, have you ever given that out before?
Never.
This is the first time?
The first.
And why did you come up with the Lifetime Achievement Award?
Because we couldn't bear to let Duke Nukem win again for a third year in a row, so we thought we might as well.
So the Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Duke Nukem Forever.
Forever.
Or maybe it should be renamed Duke Nukem Never. How long has 3D Realms been promising this game?
6 years.
Is there any hope at all of getting this out?
They say later this year, perhaps, early 2005.
They say. Well, I find that hard to believe. So that definitely deserves the vaporware. In fact, you look up vaporware in the dictionary, I think Duke Nukem Forever will forever have a place.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Some of the other notables in your top 10, this wrist PDA was a very big item. In fact, this was the best of Comdex 2002. Never shipped?
No, it was supposed to come this last year, 2003. They had on their website. It's still up there.
I remember showing this, I think, on the screensavers during Comdex 2002. In fact, I remember it had a little tiny stylus because it's a Palm PDA.
Right.
I remember playing with it, so it never came out.
Nope.
Well, see, now I'm looking at the website here, and it sure looks like they're selling it. Here we click, this is the Fossil website. We click Palm Wrist PDA. It's even got prices and everything. It's all there. And look, even free shipping. Let me click the free shipping for on orders. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, it said free shipping for orders under. Okay, I guess they're still not selling it.
Exactly.
Well, all right.
Maybe next year.
I think, as you pointed out in the article, that Microsoft's Spotwatch has kind of taken over from Fossil's point of view. They're not gonna,
right. Even though it was announced afterwards.
They're shipping that one,
exactly.
or maybe someday.
Well, Microsoft has a lot of money.
Microsoft's put a lot of money. What about Real PC? Tell me about that.
That was an emulator for the Mac.
Okay.
From
Insignia, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
FWB bought it.
Uh-huh.
But apparently...
Never? Well,
they didn't buy very much because they put out this amazing press release.
This is the FWB website. New management came in August. I love this line. It appears that not a single line of code has been written for this product.
Amazing,
says that right here.
Have you ever seen that in a press release, that kind of honesty?
I think that's very honest.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah. Unprecedented.
So they have, I guess, no intention of releasing this.
Pure vaporware.
And to commend their management team, they say honesty and openness is a cornerstone of our new management team. We're basically saying we're sorry. We made it all up. Oh my goodness.
For 3 years they promised that product, and it's supposed to be killer as well. A lot of people are looking forward to that.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess Microsoft still is doing an emulator, so at least there is one emulator left for Windows on the Mac.
Yeah.
What's a Phantom?
That's a gaming console. It's supposed to be all singing, all dancing, astonishing piece of hardware. It does games on demand, demos, automatic updates. The readers weren't very generous with this one. They believed that it was a stock market scam.
Oh, interesting.
This is a publicly traded company.
Oh, dear.
But I phoned them up. They denied it, said they're going to be coming out with it in the spring.
So they're still promising the Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a ghost yet.
No, but they have yet to show working hardware, apparently.
And nobody's actually seen one.
No. Perhaps never more appropriately named.
We should point out, vaporware doesn't mean it will never appear, just that it's
it didn't appear when they said it was
so far, nothing. And one that we know will appear, and actually I feel for Valve a little bit, is Half-Life 2. They want to get it out sooner, but something happened. Their source code was stolen, basically, right?
Yeah, virtual break-in.
Yeah, but this is a long-awaited game. They think they're going to get this out?
They say, yeah. You know, apparently it's the spring next year. Yeah, this won awards at E3, and one of the video card makers was offering coupons.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
To get it with it. So everyone upgraded all their hardware just for this game.
And it's still
a no-show. Yeah.
Not out.
Pretty disappointing.
I sent in my coupon.
Still have it?
I have the coupon. I sent it in.
Hopefully it won't run out before they ship the game.
Coupon expires. Game is now finally out. Now, we'll look for Half-Life 2. I think that one's going to come out, but I have to say, I can't see Duke Nukem forever. Ever. Maybe we'll have you back in a year, and we'll talk about how that's now on its record 7th year on the Vaporware Awards list. Leander Kahney, thank you for joining us. Wired News has the story. We have a link to the Wired News story and the complete list of Vaporware Awards winners in our show notes at the website, techtv.com/screensavers, or just go to the screensavers.com. Thanks, Leander.
Okay, you're welcome.
What fun. I love that. So Dion's been drawn. I see him over there. Sarah, how does it feel to have your face immortalized?
Well, I don't know yet. He won't let me see it until he's completely done with all the color.
We can see it.
But Kevin keeps pointing and laughing at me.
We can see it. Yeah.
And then taking Moblog pictures of the caricature.
Oh,
so
I love it.
I don't know. You know that he's been doing this for 18 years, over 18 years?
He's very good.
We're talking. I'm trying to get some information out of him as he ridicules me.
I think it looks just like her. Oh my goodness!
I didn't even want to. I don't want to look. I can see it in the monitor, like on the angle. Yeah, 18 years, and self-taught.
That's
you
very
know?
good.
Went to art school, but like didn't really need to, kind of thing. One of these artistic geniuses. Don't you just hate people like that?
Oh,
And
stay
he's
where you
rich,
are. We'll
too.
see the finished product in just a little bit. Our next caller wants to destroy all spyware. We'll help him do it. But coming up next, see what kind of gaming machine you can get yourself for less than $500. The Norton 500 makes its TV debut when the Screensavers continue. Stay right here.
Tech TV Saturday nights. Find out how Misfits became mainstream on Nerd Nation at 7.
I think I'm having heat poisoning. I'm losing a lot of salt.
At 8, it's the military's latest advances on future fighting machines.
We're just an unstoppable force.
Then find out the truth about excessive behavior on body hits. Followed by a real eye-opener, Wired for Sex.
A lot of sex workers migrated to the internet because it's easier.
You'll see it all Saturday starting at 7 Eastern on Tech TV.
Nice. Got the eyes.
All I can say is... Sorry.
Later on, off camera, we're going to watch Sarah kick the snot out of Leo Laporte.
Hey, mine looks like somebody pressed a thumb. I mean, that's a caricature. You're supposed to make people laugh, right? What do you think? You like it, Sarah?
Yeah, I do. Better than yours.
You got one of those faces, Leo.
I know. Face for radio.
Hey, you still got a hairline.
Kinda.
Early next year, actually early last year, actually back in like June or July, I built, you know, the volume 2 of the $500 gaming PC.
That was fun.
It was really fun. Actually, was it March? I thought we did one of them in July, too.
But it wasn't
They all
like, I
bleed
wouldn't say it was
together.
like the best possible gaming machine.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It wasn't. It merely had, wait, let me see if I can get this right, an Athlon 2500, 333 megahertz Barton core, an Asus A7NX, an Enforce 2 motherboard, 256 megabytes of RAM, the
See, there you
GeForce
go.
FX 5200.
Compromised on the RAM a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it only
The
had
GeForce.
256 megabytes.
Yeah, and the
This
GeForce
was
wasn't
March.
great. Oh, I know, I'm just saying.
This was $511.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just
80
saying.
gigabyte hard drive.
In those days, that was the best you could do.
You're right. And you know what? We're not getting much better. That was the interesting thing
I'm
about
just setting
that.
you up, dude.
I know you're setting me up. And you're doing a fine job. The thing we did with that one, we went all to local vendors here in the San Francisco area.
Right.
So that includes sales tax, and that includes the fact that basically, look, the best deals you're going to find, especially on graphics cards, sometimes cost as much as 50 to, you know, almost 100% more locally.
We paid a lot more. Yeah.
Processors, not too bad. Memory, not too bad. Motherboards, you might not pay that much more locally, but you'll rarely find, if you want to get a basic stripped-down motherboard that just has the features you want, they can be really hard to find in the specific model you want.
And remember, we're in the Silicon Valley area,
Right.
so we have a better choice probably than most places in the country.
So for the latest $500 PC, I put together a spec. This is the machine we're going to build. We're going to mail order it all off of vendors we find on PriceWatch, and then we're going to report back in about a month, and we're going to talk about, you know, did we get good service? How much did we have to pay for shipping? Did we have to change our vendors to get low cost or free shipping? What about restocking fees? All that good stuff. We're going to report back on how it works out.
I found it's the best way to do it. That's
Yeah.
usually how I do it.
Well, it's amazing how much money you can save.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the article up online, but check this out. XP 2600, 333, megahertz front side bus.
Same processor.
Yeah, actually, it should be a little bit less, $82, a little bit faster.
Okay.
NForce 7, NForce 2 socket ATX, basically the built-in LAN, built-in audio.
Great motherboard.
$70.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it gets better. This time, if we order it online, PC 2700 DDR RAM, 512 megabytes, a half a gig, $56. It gets better.
We doubled the amount of RAM for half the money.
It gets better. If we mail order it, we should be able to pick up an ATI Radeon 9600 Pro for $90.
See, now that's an excellent. It's not the top of the line, but it's pretty darn close.
No, but it's almost. And you want to be careful, right? Because a lot of people go, well, I can get it 9800 SE for like $20 more.
No.
Don't. Because when it happens, any of the SE models from ATI, they're essentially a stripped down, they're last generation's pipelines. What you end up doing is you pay more money for the equal or less performance of the lower numbered models.
So the way to go is the Pro.
9800 SE performs like on Unreal would probably be less performance than a 9600 Pro.
Okay.
It's a little confusing.
And we're only paying $90 for the Pro?
$90 for the 9600 Pro. Yeah, it's amazing. That's what like 128 megabytes of RAM for like 12, 15, 20 bucks more. You get 256 megabytes. 100 gigabytes, 7200 RPM hard drive, only 2 megabytes of cache, but we went for the size, so we couldn't find a good deal on an 8 megabyte hard drive. We're going to keep nosing around for that.
How much is that going to be?
$77. Did I mention 100 gigabytes, $77?
100 gigs.
Does that like make you want to cry? Because what I mean, my first hard.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 megabyte hard drive, $500.
Yeah.
50 megabyte hard drive, $500.
Yeah.
Okay, LG Electronics. We went for really cheap because all we want to do is load games on this one. It was like $16
this is your CD,
for 52X CD-ROM.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, and then a PowerMax 400 watt steel case, $17 from a bunch of different vendors online. So the total right now is $408 without shipping.
Wow.
So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get maybe a better power supply for the case. We're probably going to put either a combo drive, DVD, CDRW, or a CDRW drive in there. And we're going to come back. We're going to tell you how the mail ordering went and what the total cost was. But right now, we're $80 underneath the price.
That's great.
Dan Fufu Heward paid for his last graphics card.
And that was our benchmark, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to get a computer cheaper than Dan's, and the entire computer cheaper than Dan's video card alone.
So we're going to build it. It's going to become one of the set pieces here on the screensavers, and we're going to compare it to the Ultimate Gaming Machine when that comes out next month.
Ah, so we'll have the benchmarks on the two.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Ultimate Gaming Machine will be faster, but it's going to cost like 3 times as much. The list, the parts, the links, all up at thescreensavers.com. And hey, next month we're going to show you the built system, and we're going to spend a whole day, it looks like, walking everybody through building a system because we haven't done that in a long time.
That'll be fun. We haven't.
So we're going to pick a day doing that in February.
I can't wait. All right.
Tech Live?
Tech Live. It's time for to check in with the folks over there, see what they got coming up. What are you laughing at, Chris Leary?
It's time for it, but I was looking for lovely and beautiful, but hey, it's okay.
And the lovely and beautiful Christopher Leary.
I think I said lovely and talented, actually.
Yeah, what? I'll take them both. It doesn't matter. But let me tell you something. You guys talk about building all these neat little gaming things. How about building one of these? 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
What is it?
I left my watch at home.
Your watch?
It's the definition of a supercar. Oh, look at this. Tonight on Tech Live, we're checking out the ME412. Oh, yes. Potentially the fastest supercar ever created. And it's more than just a concept, gentlemen. This thing is road ready.
Is that
ready
a Chrysler?
For testing. Yeah, look at that.
It's a Chrysler.
Isn't that unbelievable? It's
how much, baby?
You know what? You'll find out. They didn't tell me, but Michaela was out there in Detroit, and those things are absolutely
I bet you
beautiful.
could build 160 $500 gaming machines.
I bet you're right.
But what's faster? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard as with 3 seconds, 0 to 60. That's pretty quick.
Well, I could drop this off a building and get that fast.
I think 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That sounds like you'd hurt yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like your head would snap back.
But you get all of the babies.
9.8 meters per second to find it. Never mind. Anyway, it's coming up right at the screensavers. We're at Tech Live. We'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, all the blood's rushing from his head, even as we speak. Coming up after the break, Max wants to destroy that pesky spyware. Patrick will do it, and it will not necessarily involve a sledgehammer after these messages.
Coming up next, Tech Live, only on Tech TV.
Oh, you got to catch Monday's show. We are going to kick off a whole week about space. We'll dive into the issue of life on the other planets, and Yoshi shows you how to create your own Earth sundial. Plus, see what the winners of Tech TV's Digital Digs Dash chose on their $25,000 dash. That should be a lot of fun. That's all coming up on tomorrow's thrilling, gripping edition. See, this is such an accurate portrait of me, Patrick. that it looks like all I have to do is make the lips move.
I think you should pull back so it looks like the two heads are on the one body again. I like it.
That was kind of that was an interesting.
Custom shirts.
That was an interesting effect, wasn't it?
Good stuff.
It's like the next Farrelly Brothers movie right here.
And don't forget to register for next week's Screensavers LAN Party, powered by
NVIDIA.
Our Space Week. The game's going to be a Star Wars mod for Unreal Tournament.
This is going to be fun.
2003. UT 2K3 Troopers. Say that one time fast, I dare you. Team game of Rebels versus Imperials. Joshua's going to be on the Imperials side.
Really?
Yeah,
he's a rebel.
All the way.
Oh, yeah.
Go to our website. Click on Join Our LAN Party to register, and for links to download the 300 megabyte mod, which I suggest you start downloading now. And by the way, you got to have the full version of Unreal to play.
300 megabytes for the mod?
It's a beautiful mod. It's a lovely
amazing.
mod.
Joshua says I have to pay a stormtrooper because all the stormtroopers, you know, they have lousy aim, and then you shoot them once and they die. And he says it's just like you. So I don't know if I should take that.
That's real nice.
Mac joins us on the phone from Mantua, New Jersey. Hello, Max.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
What's your problem, sir?
I've had spyware on my computer for a while now, and I've used Spybot and Adware, and I can't get it off.
Ooh. How do you know it's spyware if both of those won't yank it?
What?
Well, you're running the... Are you chewing a sandwich, Max?
No, I'm not.
Hey, there we go. Do you have your headset
I thought
or the
he's got one of those new Time Magazine football phones.
Yeah.
You get for subscribing for a year.
Anyhow, you were saying, Max.
Yeah, I can tell because Norton pops up once in a while and scans an email that I didn't send to someone at thefreesite.com.
Oh.
So I can tell I have spyware.
Yeah.
I can't get it off.
How are we going to help him with that?
That's a really good question.
Free site. Yeah, and you also have an antivirus on there, right?
Yes,
and
I run Norton.
You run Norton. You keep both the antivirus and the spy removers up to date, right?
Yes.
You know, one other program you might want to try is Pest Patrol. I've had some pretty good results with Pest Patrol getting rid of things like that the other programs don't. Now, it's not a free program, but I think Pest Patrol is a very useful program. I think it's pestpatrol.com. Very useful program for this kind of thing. Is it pestpatrol.com? Maybe it's not. Oh, I don't know. We're going to look for it right now. Yeah, this is it. It detects and removes spyware and adware. Now, normally, I recommend Spybot because it's free and it does a great job. There is a free download for Pest Patrol.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would try it. It's kind of more like the last resort thing. It's not bad. I wouldn't recommend more than one antivirus. That's usually a bad thing. They interact poorly. But I think more than one anti-spy program is probably a good idea. What do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, actually, we basically tell people run Spybot, run Adware
And
Pro.
Adware, yeah.
And basically, the biggest thing is to make sure your updates are up to date. Check them regularly, weekly.
Yeah. And try Pest Patrol.
The other thing is, you know what? I'm going to do a Google search. I'm going to ask everybody out at home, though, if you've had trouble. Is it freesite.com?
Freesite.com, yeah.
Max, we're going to ask everybody out there if you've been using freesite.com or you think they've loaded something on your machine, or if the freesite.com folks are watching and they're like, no, it's Adware, it's not spyware. Kick us an email at thescreensavers.com and let us know what you found out with it.
Yeah, there may be a removal tool on their site. Sometimes there is.
Yeah.
If like, for instance, they have a special toolbar or something like that, check usually in the privacy area of the site and see if you can find a removal tool there. A couple of tips for you,
Max.
Yep.
All right, Sarah's got one more tip for us.
That's right. You've got to see Kevin's caricature.
Isn't it funny?
It is good. All right, our LAN Party machines are equipped with the fastest PCs on the planet, powered by NVIDIA. But not everybody is as lucky as we are, we know. But we have something for you. Go to our show notes at thescreensavers.com and read Robert Heron's article on how to squeeze every little bit of performance out of your own gaming rig. You'll be in business. Now stay where you are. Next, we'll check our inbox to see what's on your mind, and the Screensavers continuing.
That's our executive producer, Paul Block, getting drawn there. And I like it because Joshua said, oh, don't bother, Dion, just use pencil on him. He's cheap. We don't need color on Paul. Those are fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, I know. It's kind of sad. I grew up watching Bob Keeshan.
I grew up watching
Captain Kangaroo, and of course he passed away at the age of 76 today, so we'll miss you, Captain.
Our idol and our mentor.
You know, I have to say, probably more than any other, I even kind of look like him. I mean, more than anybody else, I think he influenced my career, certainly. So we will miss him. Do we have time for any questions, or should we just...
2 minutes.
2 minutes? All right.
Yes.
Sarah Lane, if you...
I use Windows Media Player to rip some CDs to my desktop, but my iTunes on my Mac won't read WMA format.
Oh, no.
Is there a program out there to convert WMAs to MP3?
Actually, that's a good question.
We actually been getting that a bunch lately. There's no one-step program that we've seen that'll convert WMA into an iTunes compatible file. You could record it out. You're gonna have to do some search around. In theory, you can do it from WMA to MP3, which you can directly load. But
that's what he wanted to know.
Yeah. But there's no. It's
not to MP. That's not to AAC.
I'd almost say, you know what? Go back, take the CD again, and
re-rip it
into MP3 using iTunes. I think you're gonna have better quality that.
And if you're moving to iPod and iTunes, I rip as AAC now because it is superior to MP3. The drawback is now you're limiting yourself to that universe because most MP3 players will not.
3 systems in the iTunes player.
Yeah. Well, no, not if you don't do buy it. If you just rip it, you can play it on anything. But the problem is the AAC format. How many MP3 players will play AAC?
A fewer than the WMA and the MP3.
Right, exactly.
We got one more question?
I think we're done.
That's it for this edition of the Screen Saver.
Thank you, Dion. Nice job. I'm Leo Laporte. And thanks to all of you for joining us all week long, and to our guests, Leander Caney and Don Sosha, for the caricatures. We'll be back next week with Space Week. I hope you'll join us. I'll be on the radio in the Los Angeles area on KFI today, Saturday and Sunday. We'll see you then. Have a great day. Bye-bye.